Hello, my love. Welcome to another episode of Blisstopia podcast. I am your host, Mercedes Castellani, and today we have a super insightful and jam-packed episode. I will be sharing with you everything you need to know about limiting beliefs, where they are coming from, how to spot which limiting beliefs you currently have, and most importantly, how to rewire those limiting beliefs. So let's dive right into the topic because we have a lot of things to cover today. So, as we think about limiting beliefs, we need to first understand where beliefs are coming from. What are actually beliefs? So, a belief is an idea or a story that you're telling yourself about something or about yourself. It's a story, it's an idea. Beliefs help us explain everything around us and they make sense for us in the world. Every time we experience life, we're not thinking, where does this go? Into which category does this go? Is this good or bad? We tend to have beliefs that allows us to create a story that says, for example, snakes are dangerous. So next time we see something that looks like a snake, we can make really quick decisions because we understand that snakes are dangerous. If we had to make sense of the world as we experience it without the lens of beliefs, it would be impossible. We would be so slow. So beliefs are the filter that helps us make sense of the reality. Those beliefs can be formed internally or externally. Internally, it means that we create those beliefs from our own experience. For example, if we've had a couple of terrible dates, terrible relationships with guys, we could create a belief that says all guys are fill in the blank with whatever you want to put in there. Or we could create a belief that says all the good guys are gone. There's no good guys left out there. So that belief would be a belief that is created from our internal world. A belief that is created from the external world, it's a belief that has been passed on to us from our context. It could be passed on to us from our family, from the culture in our country, from our schools, from our religion. So it's anything that we have been, a belief that has been installed in our brains. It's not necessarily our belief, we didn't create it from our own experience. Someone installed that belief into us. For example, there's so many limiting beliefs out there that media is creating and media is installing into our minds. For example, rich people are evil, or just wanting money, it's a horrible thing. Some of those beliefs are being ingrained into our minds, and sometimes there's also an agenda for why certain beliefs are being installed in our minds. Now, when we have beliefs, as I said, they help us make sense of reality. So it is important to have beliefs because it makes our whole experience of life much quicker. The thing is that there are some beliefs that are empowering, that push us to grow, to change, to evolve, to expand. And there are some beliefs that are keeping us small and stuck. And that's when we want to be careful. It's okay to have beliefs. We all have beliefs. We need to have beliefs, but which kind of beliefs are we entertaining? If you spot a belief in your mind that says you're never going to make it, you're not good enough, you don't deserve this, if it makes you shrink, it's a good indication that it is a limiting belief. If it relaxes you, it makes you feel expansive, it makes you feel powerful, it makes you feel like there is a possibility that somehow it could happen, then it is an empowering belief. And what is interesting to know here is that whether it's a limiting belief or an empowering belief, they are all just lies. All beliefs are lies. In all of the beliefs, we are making sense of reality. But as you know, there's no one way to look into reality. There's multiple ways in which we can look into reality. So why do we pick one of those ways in which we make sense of reality and now we turn that as the truth? That one single perspective of reality, it's not truth. So in reality, all of the different perspectives are a lie. And even if you look into the world belief, there's the word lie in there. So these are all just lies. So if we're going to lie to ourselves, we might as well choose lies that support our dreams, that support our growth, that support our happiness. Because these are all just stories. This is just the way in which we've made sense of reality. So why not choose a different way to make sense of reality? Why not choose a different lens to filter reality? If it's all just a lie, let's choose a lie that is making sense for us, that is making sense for our dreams. So we can have beliefs about different things. We can have beliefs about the world, we can have beliefs about other people, and we can also have beliefs about ourselves. Let me give you some examples of all of this. So when we have beliefs about the world, we are making sense of the world around us. We're making sense of how things are. For example, we're saying the economy is shrinking, the economy is blossoming, inflation is super high, it's not a good moment to start a business, it is a good moment to start a business, it's not a good moment to start a family, it is a good moment to start a family. You see how we are making sense of the world around us. We can also have beliefs about other people, meaning that we can be making sense of how other people are going to behave or how other people are going to think. For example, we could believe that if I do a certain thing, if I dress in a certain way, people will react in this way. So we are trying to make sense of the behavior that other people are going to have if we dress, for example, in a certain way. And we could totally be wrong with any of these things. We could totally be wrong about how we've made sense of the world. We could be totally wrong about how we've made sense of other people. And we can also have beliefs about ourselves. And that's where I want to focus on today, because that's where most of the limiting beliefs will be coming from. Not only, but most of the limiting beliefs will be coming from how we've made sense of ourselves. There were multiple ways of making sense of ourselves, and maybe we've chosen some ways that are not empowering, that are keeping us small, stuck, safe, but that are not empowering our dreams, are not empowering us to go after what we actually want in life. So we could be thinking many things about ourselves. We could be thinking, I'm too old for this, I'm too young for this. We can be keeping ourselves stuck in the ways that we've also defined our identities. I'm a procrastinator. I am lazy. That's a limiting belief in itself. That limiting belief is linked to your identity, but that's a limiting belief in itself. So we can have limiting beliefs about our abilities, so what we can or cannot do, about our possibilities, what is realistic for us, what is possible for us. And we can also have limiting beliefs or beliefs about our worthiness. I deserve to have a certain thing. I command to have a certain thing because I deserve it, or I don't think I deserve a certain thing. Now, there's a phrase that I love from Henry Ford, and he used to say, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And he wrote this quote so many years ago, but it's still so relevant because it really comes and shows the power of mindset. If you think you can, you're right, because you will find a way to make it happen. And if you think that you can't, you're right, because you will find a way to somehow not make it work, to somehow screw it up. Somehow, just because you're believing that you can't. So we need to be super, super mindful of our beliefs. And that's the whole goal behind sharing this episode with you. So what I want to suggest now is that we take some time to dive into some hard truth. Sometimes spotting our blind spots is not an easy thing. becoming aware of the things that we don't know, the things that we can still change and develop. It's not an easy thing, but I'm here to walk you through that as well. Always from a place of love, and always from a place of really allowing you to grow even more. So what I want to do right now is to share some limiting beliefs that you could be having about your abilities, about your possibilities, and about your worthiness. And I'm going to be sharing these beliefs with you. And I want you to really tune in with yourself. And for each belief, I want you to reflect, do I think this is true? Do I believe this is true? So if you do believe that these things are true, it does show that you might have some limiting beliefs. So let's be, super brave, courageous, and walk into this moment of truth so that you can spot if you still have some limiting beliefs in there that you want to look into and work on and rewire. So let me share some super common, super normal limiting beliefs about your abilities. So again, I want you to reflect and think if you resonate with these phrases, if you feel like these phrases are true for yourself. So let's dive into the limiting beliefs for your abilities. Do you believe that the following phrases are true? I can't do this. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough experience to succeed. I always fail, so I shouldn't even try. I'm too old to start something new, or I'm too young to start something new. I'm not talented enough to compete with others. I don't deserve to be successful. I need to have everything figured out before I start. I'm not creative enough to solve problems or think of new ideas, or I'm just not a confident person. Do you resonate with some of those phrases? Do you think those are true for you? So now let's move forward into the limiting beliefs about your possibilities. What is possible for you? What is realistic for you? What can you actually expect to happen confidently in your life? So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to share 10 limiting beliefs with you, and I want you to tune in with yourself and think if you believe some of these things. It's impossible to do something like this. I can't pursue my dreams because I don't have enough money. People like me don't achieve things like that. I don't have the connections or resources to make it happen. It's too risky, so I shouldn't even try. If it hasn't been done before, I can't do it either. I don't have time to make this happen. Competition is too strong. There's no way I can stand out. The world is against me, so it's not worth trying. I can't change my situation because it's too late for me. Do you see how all of these limiting beliefs shrink you, keep you small, put some of those beautiful dreams of yours out of reach because of whatever, because of your age, because you don't have the resource, because you don't have the time, because it's never been done, because it's too risky? Do you see how these beliefs, these stories, these lies limit you and take happiness out of the equation, take fulfillment out of the equation, take your dreams out of the equation? Even as I'm reading, and thinking about these ideas, my whole body is shrinking. So having these beliefs is not for free. There are consequences of having these beliefs, and the consequences are that we are putting our dreams aside. So the whole goal and why I want to share this podcast episode with you is because I want to help you clean your filters so that you can see reality with filters that maximize your chances of success, that allow you to think that yes, you can do it, yes, it is a possibility, and yes, you deserve it. So now let's move into the limiting beliefs about your worthiness. And these sometimes are a little bit harder to spot because we might be quite aware that, for example, of a limiting belief about our skills. For example, if we're telling ourselves, I can't speak this language, it's kind of like out there, Maybe you have talked about it with someone, you've shared that thought with someone. When we talk about the possibilities, it's the same. Maybe you've talked about it with your partner, maybe you've talked about it with your friends, maybe you've talked about it with your colleagues. But I do find that limiting beliefs about worthiness are kind of the things that we never tell anybody, but they are sitting there. And it's kind of like those thoughts that come when you're alone and you've never shared this with anybody, but they are there in the moments of solitude, in the moments of calmness, in the moments in which you're dreaming about something. And then all of a sudden, this heaviness comes. And that heaviness is, I don't think I deserve what I want. I don't think someone like me deserves to have that. So let's do the same exercise with these limiting beliefs about worthiness. And again, these may be things that you've never told anybody, but they could be there, limiting you, weighting you down. So let me share these limiting beliefs with you and let's see if you resonate with them. I'm not good enough to have what I want. I've made too many mistakes to deserve success. I need to be perfect before I can earn happiness. I'm not as talented or capable as others, so I shouldn't expect much. I haven't worked hard enough to deserve success. I'm not attractive enough to be loved or appreciated. I have to take care of others before I can think about myself. I will be selfish if I accept good things for me. I haven't suffered enough to deserve happiness, and I'm not special enough to achieve great things. Wow, these are heavy. These are heavy, and these are those things that we tell ourselves, those stories, those lies that are in the back of our minds, keeping us in the same place, keeping us in situations where we don't want to be, but at the same time, we don't leave them because we don't believe that we deserve to have more. So we stay stuck in there, even though we know we want. So if you have spotted some limiting beliefs, I also want to share with you how you can reframe them. Because yes, awareness is the first part. So it is interesting to be aware about your limiting beliefs, but that's only part of the work. The other part of the work is to start replacing every limiting belief that you find for a more empowering and positive belief. So, how do you do that? Let's say you spot a limiting belief that says, I can't do this, whatever that might be. So, it's a limiting belief about your abilities. The way you're going to question this belief is by, first of all, opening up to the possibility that it might be a lie that you've been telling yourself your whole life. I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. You've told yourself that lie so many times that now you've actually believed it. Now you think it's true. It's still a lie. So let's just open up to the possibility that that thing that I am 100% sure that it's true, let's open up to the possibility that it could be a lie. So you want to start questioning this by asking questions like, is this true? Is it true that I can never do something like this, that I have never done something even similar? Is this absolutely true? Is it true that I, for example, can't speak in public? That's a limiting belief that many people share. Is it true that I can't speak in public? Well, I actually did had a couple of, for example, presentations at work for a group of people. It wasn't a big group of people, but there were some people listening to me, and I was able to do a whole presentation, and it was actually okay. Well, then that means that it's not 100% true that you can never speak in public. Now you have one evidence, one single evidence. You could have two, you could have three, that this is not 100% true. So we open up to the possibility that maybe this could be different, that maybe I've created a story that it's not necessarily the story that I want to keep on telling myself from now on. So basically what you want to do is you want to be a judge and you want to collect evidence for and against it. So evidence for the fact that I can't speak in public. Well, every time I speak in public, I get a little nervous or very nervous. And there was that one time when I actually did it and it didn't go very well. So now I've created a whole story around it. And evidence against that belief would be, well, when I did this presentation at work, it went actually very well. And I also remember that in high school, I did this and that and da da da. And now you have evidence And when you look objectively at the evidence, you're like, well, I actually did it once in high school and it was fine. And then I did another time for work and it was fine. So now we start collecting evidence that proves that maybe this is not true. Maybe this is actually false. Maybe it's just that I've never put myself out there to actually have these possibilities to speak. And if I would have done that, then maybe I could have done a pretty good job. So once you've collected evidence for and against that belief, you want to choose a new empowering belief that is going to be replacing the old belief. For example, you could replace this limiting belief, I can't speak in public, with, if I really focus on this and I take a couple of courses and I watch YouTube videos, I will be able to do it. If I train myself, if I meditate before to be calm, I will be able to do it. So now we've opened up to a new possibility. You have opened up new avenues for you to grow, to expand. And that's so beautiful because it gives you hope. It makes you feel expansive. It makes you grow. So now, how are you going to rewire your subconscious mind to actually believe this new thing? Because one thing is to say one nice positive phrase, and a very different thing is to actually have this as your programming in the back of your mind, in your subconscious mind. So the way you're going to do this is through repetition, 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 repetition. The way this belief, limiting belief, got into your mind in the first place, it was through repetition. Maybe when you were a child, maybe when you were a teenager. So what you want to do now as an adult is to repeat to yourself, to install that new belief in your subconscious mind. And there's many different things that you can do in order to rewire your subconscious mind. The first one that really works is meditation, specifically visualizations. You can also read and say out loud affirmations like, I will be able to speak in public. I am able to speak in public. I will speak in public. You can put your new belief on a post-it, put it all over your house in all of those places that you're touching daily. And every time you see your belief, you say it out loud. That's a very powerful way. And then an even more powerful way is to do hypnosis. Hypnosis is you're in a very relaxed state. It feels kind of as if you were meditating, but someone is guiding you through the hypnosis process. And while you are on this very relaxed state, it's as if this person that you trust fully can open your mind and start rewiring things in the way that you actually want it to be wired. So you could actually do hypnosis sessions with an expert, and this person can actually rewire those beliefs, walk you through a hypnosis in which you actually are speaking in public, and it goes very well. And not only now you can do it and you're not scared, but actually you're having so much fun and you're loving it because you now feel excited that you get to do that. Wouldn't that be amazing, to open up that possibility? So that's really the power of hypnosis. You can actually change your beliefs at a subconscious level. So this work is extremely powerful because when you change your beliefs, your thoughts are going to change. Therefore, the emotions that you generate are going to change. Therefore, your behaviors are going to change. So this work is extremely, extremely powerful. Here we're touching the very bottom of the iceberg that will then generate changes on the top of the iceberg. So if you want to dive in depth into this process, spot your own limiting beliefs, rewire your subconscious mind with an expert, replace those limiting beliefs with more empowering, positive beliefs to create the life that you actually deserve, then you should definitely consider joining Blisstopia one-on-one life transformation program. Inside of this 4-month private program, you will get to know yourself at the deepest level, rewire all of those limiting beliefs, and turn your dreams into your reality. Commit to 4 months to manifesting the life of your dreams, and you will gain solid self awareness, understand your identity, your values, your strength, your priorities, your desires. You will be able to dream big, tune in with yourself, and define what success and happiness means to you and no one but you. You will be able to understand how to bridge your current life with these beliefs that you currently have and your dream life with the beliefs that you want to hold. You will be able to take action and make your dream life actually happen. Inside of this program, you will choose one topic in your life that you wish to up level, and we will take it to the next level together. We can focus on topics like how you design your life, your spirituality, your money mindset. So if you're ready to transform your life forever, join the Blisstopia one-on-one life transformation program. We can start right now in January and set you up for success in this new year 2025. You will find the link in the show notes. I will see you inside of this program should you decide to join us. And I will also see you on the next episode. And in the meantime, in Blisstopia we trust.